All right, next video in sequence from the past earlier one. Found all these vintage bikes. I could barely hear the air compressor. Oh, it's still going. I think the battery is about to give up the ghost. That pedal did a number on the spokes there. I'm a spokesman. I'll struggle with this. All pro. That's what I think I am. I'm all pro. I'm about as all pro as who's that guy? SANDFORD. Baby bottle rocket. Well, that guy is right though. Does just enough to get, just enough to get people captivated in interest. Oh, the battery puked. And then goes on to the next project. Hey, it sounds like the king. Yeah. I'm kind of upfront with everybody about the reasons why. See, a lot of these YouTubers, they're not so forthcoming with the reasons why. It's like, don't finish the project and on to the next. Just as people are starting to get kind of interested in the new project, we're on to another one because, we're not going to finish it. I'm talking about another channel, and I'm talking about myself. We're not going to finish any of them because it's all really just a scam. It's typical of YouTube. Not the company, but a lot of these presenters. These YouTube hosts. Who are these people you're talking about? God, just about every YouTube channel, it seems like, is running some sort of a scam. It's got some kind of, like, what's your deal, dude? There's some kind of a scam going. And it's the YouTube channels that are a failure, like mine, that aren't running any scam whatsoever. I don't have merch for sale. I'm not panhandling for support. It's the channel is mine. It's just some idiot that goes around collecting scrap metal. That's all it is. And that's a hoarder. And also does just about everything wrong. Or not the way that you would do it. I would restore that bicycle. Or, I don't know, this thing looks like it's pretty vintage. You could get thousands of dollars on eBay for this vintage pogo stick. I remember one time, and I did save them. I had some YouTuber claim I had like, I don't know, about 40 of these. Those are vintage saws. You could get a lot of money for them. All right, well, the way I find them, I find like probably a couple thousand every year, and they're in the trash. All right? Now, it just means thousands of people would probably agree with me, but they're not on YouTube. They're like here in the terrestrial world. What the hell is that thing? I pick up stuff and I have no idea what the hell it is. I'm the only YouTuber that will flagrantly admit that he's stupid. I'm stupid. I don't know everything. $28.5. Yeah, I still have this rack. I haven't quite made up my mind whether I should save it or put it in the scrap truck and let it get recycled. There's a vintage bike in there somewhere. There sure are. It's like a collection of 60s, 70s, and maybe 80s bikes. Like this looks like something from the 70s. Look at that guy. He's trashing that bike. It's worth $1,000. They're not. You could list it on eBay. People hate that when I make fun of them. When I make fun of that shit. Then why do you do it, King? Don't you want viewers? The bell doesn't even ring, it's so rusted. Triumph. Made in Holland. King, it's worth $10,000. Well, it doesn't do that thing like cheap Chinese bikes do. When you know they're like worn out and trash when you pick it up, and you can feel like the bearings in the gooseneck and elsewhere. You can feel them like move around or whatever. They're like either they're worn out or they need tightening. I don't know enough about it. Made in Holland. I don't think, what does the USA get from Holland now? Nothing? Maybe a YouTube video and some beer? I don't think we get anything from Holland, do we? Anybody? Just another Euro country on the brink of the abyss. What the hell are you supposed to keep in that sack? What is this, a 3-speed? People need parts for that. I'm sure they do. This is the wrong place. Don't come here looking. You could be making thousands of dollars, King. You wouldn't have to work so hard. Some people's brains just don't work that way, I'm sorry. And that would be mine. I'm a breed apart. If it's not super hard, back-breaking, all-day long work, I'm a complete stranger to it, and I will remain so. So yeah, there's some coinage there. Yeah, see, gloves. Somebody sent me a whole baggage of gloves, and they don't fit. So I did the next best thing I could with them and cover the Java springs that are popping out of the seat there. I got a de facto leather seat. King, you're an idiot. Gotcha. I couldn't agree more. So, unlike those other channels where, like that, I'm gonna missay slightly the channel's name. Uncle Phony's Garage. There you go. Now there's a guy. Wow. Remember that video just a few back? I'm not YouTubing the correct way. Well, I'm definitely not YouTubing the correct way because, yeah, okay, maybe only 10 or 20 or 30,000 of us 400,000 subscribers will watch the video. But for a scammer channel that's, if you crank out a video every day talking about what you're going to do, well, from my YouTube experience, I have a car repair video that's got how many views? I think it's got like 13,000 views, something like, I don't know. It's not an astonishingly high number. It's like 13,000 views or something. And I'm just using this as a yardstick. I made almost $100 on that video. Which, to a channel any bigger than this, is nothing. Alright? But my point is, if Uncle Phony can get like 30 or 40,000 people who's the fool? You know? He's making at least, we'll be really conservative, he's making a few $100s a day walking around and looking at his projects. Here, why isn't my channel more? I'm going to finish this project. Uncle Phony ends up scrapping his projects. They may not finish it today. I'm not going to BS you. But my intent is to finish it. Anyway, separately, one of the hang-ups is, look how corroded the part where the gasket's supposed to go is. It's cast aluminum, and I think there's supposed to be something here and right there. Yeah, there's enough, I think, to put a gasket on there, but at minimum it's supposed to look like this side, and look how pitted that is. What side was it leaking out of? It was leaking out of the it was leaking out of the least pitted side. It was not leaking out of that side. It was leaking out of that. When everybody on YouTube was claiming it was a head gasket leak, but as far as I can tell, it's not. I mean, I don't know. Poverty has caused the project to be put on hold. There, I sound just like Uncle Phony. The project's put on hold. Yeah, okay. So one dude's got a Dr. Ducky. I'm mispronouncing that. He's some collab dude on the channel. He's got a 67 Impala 4-door there. He's got what's known as that TV series Supernatural. He's got a baby right there. He's got to paint that thing black. He's gonna make it into a drift car. Hell no, I wouldn't do that to that thing. I'd try and replicate that sucker, but that's just me. My daughter has always wanted one of those. My daughter Eileen, not Nora. I mean, Nora would like it too, but Nora's... I first took her out in this thing like when she was 12 and a half, 13 or something like that, to drive around this compound here, and she's not that age anymore. She's older, and she's got a license, and she's driving that Saturn I put together for her, but she's not driving it. It's just sitting. There's nothing wrong with it. She's just afraid to drive. Which, see, now that gets me off on another tangent. That's why I know there's like all these lawmakers and all that want like kids not to drive until they're like 19 or some, 18. No. You start them out young, because even though it sounds contradictory, when you're really young like that, you have a much less fear of death, which you kind of need when you're driving, but you kind of don't want that at the same time, because let's think about it. The more logical, older brain, you got two lanes here, one going this way and one going the other way, and the older you get and you first start out driving, there's a natural fear of that object coming right at you that's only a couple of feet away, separation, on a 2-lane road, for example. I don't know. So when you get older, you're more fearful of death and dying and accidents and stuff. And Not that, you know, a 25-year-old or a 30-year-old isn't out there drifting and, you know, driving like a madman, but I can guarantee you they probably started out driving when they're 14, 15, 16 years old. And they've gotten way past the fear. They've gotten too far past, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about most of the time. I'm just yapping. I'm not YouTubing correctly, though. I gotta learn how to start YouTubing. Nobody ever taught me how to YouTube. What did I get for all that stuff? You know, those motors and all that I took? Quick gets. That's what I call them. Some quick cash. You like going into the scrap ATM. You know, the ATM that double charges you? You know, like this unit is charging you and the bank is charging, so it's $3.50 from each source. So it's like $7 to pull out a $20 bill. Well, scrapping like that is sort of like on the same genre. Does that make sense? Like a scrap ATM sort of kind of action type of thing. Rather than doing the due diligence, and mind you, I did not scrap all of the motors. I still have some that I was holding back. Short term, I think the scrap prices are going to go up, and long term, ooh boy, I'm fearful of the long term. Also, the other thing about YouTubing the correct way is showing your ugly mug on the video. In other words, showing yourself rather than just showing stuff. I think I have more of a face for radio. Like I'm actually uglier than Jabba. If that's possible. Is that possible? Imagine getting a life sentence like that. You are going to be uglier than Jabba. I actually think that I'm uglier than Jabba. King, who's this Jabba you're talking about? All right, let's just fire up the 57 right here. That I still haven't fixed the ignition switch on. Oh. It's cold out, so it's hard to move it. It's not wanting. Something's wrong. I don't know. There we go. We're running. Poverty food? Well, here in America, yeah. In other countries, it'd be like in Cuba. This would probably be like a week's ration.